Hi, this is Martijn van Tilborgh. I'm the Chief Innovation Officer of Kidmin Nation, and welcome to the State of the Nation. Today I want to take a few minutes to talk about the difference between adaptation and innovation. Adaptation versus innovation. And I want to take an illustration from the Old Testament about King David. King David was laying awake at night and he received a vision. He wanted to build God a house. He started blueprinting the first blueprint of the temple. Now, through a series of events, he was not qualified to build that temple, and God transferred that vision to his son Solomon. And Solomon took 46 years to build the temple according to the blueprint that God gave to his father David. Now, this is an interesting story. We talk about it in kids' church, we talk about it in our sermons, but think about it. It took 46 years, blood, sweat, and tears to build this vision that God had inspired King David with. Isn't it amazing? And when the vision was finally completed, it was glorious. And not only was it glorious when the temple was being dedicated, for the next several centuries, this temple became the epicenter of spiritual activity for a nation. Now, let's fast forward quite a few years, several centuries. Jesus appears on the temple square. Now, he appears on the temple square, that same temple that God inspired David with that one night. So God inspired something to be built, and then God inspired Jesus to show up that one day. And he looks at this temple and he says, I have come to destroy this temple. Isn't that incredible? Apparently it's possible for God to inspire something and to turn around and then inspire somebody else or something else that will become the destruction of that very thing he inspired. But it didn't stop there, because he said, I've come to destroy this temple, but I've also come to rebuild it within 3 days. And the rebuilding that Jesus was referencing was in reference of his body. He wanted to take the limitation of something that had been a blessing for very many years to the people of God, and he wanted to destroy that very thing to remove the limitations and present an alternative that would take God's people beyond the limitations, even of the success of yesterday. Could it be that in 2020, God comes to his church and says, I have come to destroy the very thing that has been a blessing for you for so many years? I think 2020 has been an experience like that, and it presents us with an opportunity for innovation, not adaptation. There's a big difference. Many churches, many ministries have adapted in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of this crisis, in the midst of whatever is going on in society. And they're basically saying, hey, we're continuing to do exactly what we were doing, just an online version of the same thing. As opposed to step back, evaluating the very thing that we're doing, even those things that used to be a blessing in the past. Could it be that God says, through all these circumstantial dynamics going on, that he's actually destroying the very thing that he built in past seasons just to take us to another level? Let this situation, let 2020 be a season that pushes us into innovation. Let's not just adapt and do the same thing we've always done, just an online version of the same, but let's step back and let's pray that God will inspire us to innovate, that he can rebuild the very thing he's trying to destroy, so we can be more effective, reach more people, and accomplish more with less effort. Hope you enjoy this.